Okay, we will go into topic number 5, which is population genetics, and we will start with the concept of the gene pool. And so, what is actually population genetics? This is the field of biology in which we study the change of frequencies of alleles within a population. Okay, in which we start with the term of population first. Okay, what is a population? A population is a group of individuals. Okay, but they are all of the same species. As you can see over here, we can see a population of rabbits, in which there are many individuals. Okay, but all the individuals are all of the same species. Okay, and these individuals will live in the same habitat, in the same place, and the individuals may interbreed among each other to produce fertile offspring. Okay, and usually the individuals, all these individuals of the same population will share a same gene pool, takungan gen. So what is a gene pool? A gene pool is actually referring to the collection of all alleles, okay, for all the genes at all the gene loci in every individual, okay, of the population at a given time. So for example, let's say this is a population of humans, okay, in which there are several individuals of humans over here. Berapa orang ni? There are 15. There are 15 individuals in this population. Kecil sebenarnya ni. Selalunya populasi kena besar. Let's say this is a small population consisting of 15 individuals. Cuba kira lah, ada 15 orang. Okay, and each individual will be having alleles, of course. Okay, so let's say we are focusing on one gene. Okay, katakanlah gene A, and so every individual will be having 2 alleles A, either capital A, or maybe capital A, small a over here, or maybe small a. One allele will come from the father, another allele will come from the mother. That is why every individual will be having 2 alleles for one particular gene. Okay, so when we talk about the gene pool, we are talking about all the alleles over here. All meaning that the capital A alleles together with the small letter a alleles. Kita cuma kira lah berapa banyak. Cuba kira berapa A besar. Kira. Berapa A kecil. Kira. All together there will be 30 alleles. Let's say we have these 10,000 rats, and we focus on the fur color, the color of the bulu. Okay, and this fur color is determined by the dominant allele, capital A, and the recessive allele, small letter a. Okay, and so there among these 10,000 rats, there will be this homozygous dominant rats, in which the genotype will be capital A, and let's say the homozygous dominant rats will be 6,000. Banyak ni, 6,000 ekor. Contoh macam ni lah, capital A. Okay, and there will also be these heterozygous rats, in which the genotype will be capital A and small letter a. And from these 10,000 rats, 2,000 will be the heterozygous individual, and another 2,000 will be the homozygous recessive rats, in which the genotype will be small a. Okay, and so every individual, remember, should have 2 alleles. So for example, these 6,000 homozygous dominant rats will be having 2 capital A alleles. So berapa jumlah allele bagi 6,000 ekor ni? 6,000 kali dengan 2, 6,000 darab 2. Okay, so we will be having this type of calculation lah. 6,000 times with 2. And the same goes for this 2,000 heterozygous rats. They also have 2 alleles, capital A and small letter a. So kita kali dengan 2 juga, 2,000 darab dengan 2. The same goes for this 2,000 homozygous recessive rats. Okay, because we can see that every of these rat will be having 1 small letter a, 1 small letter a allele. So kita kali dengan 2 juga. So altogether, how many alleles will be in this population of rats? There will be 20,000. Tengok sini pun senang juga. Okay, if we look at this number, 10,000 rats, So how many alleles will be in the population? You just times with 2. So 10,000 darab dengan 2 dapatlah 20,000. So the gene pool for these rats will be ni lah, consisting of 20,000 alleles. And the next term that we have to know will be the term of allele frequency. Okay, the frequency of alleles, in which we just want to know in a population how many will be the dominant allele and how many will be the recessive allele. So basically, we are talking about the ratio of any given allele in a population relative to the other alleles lah. Let's look at this example again. Okay, just now I've told you that there are these 15 individuals in this population of humans. Okay, 15 individuals. So the total number of alleles will be 30 lah, 30. And you will notice that there will be 20 capital A alleles. So what is the frequency of the capital A allele? Okay, it will be 0.67. How do you get this number? Senang saja. Okay, 20 bagi dengan 30. 20 divide with 30, then you will get this 0.67. And so the same goes for the small letter A alleles. Okay, so if you count the number of small letter A alleles, okay, and you will find that there will be 10 small letter A alleles, and there will be 10 recessive alleles. And so the frequency of the small letter A allele will be 0.33. Saya dapat ni? How to get this? 10 divide with the total number of alleles. And so let's look at this same population of rats again, in which just now we know that there will be 6,000 homozygous dominant rats with the genotype of capital A. There will be 2,000 of these heterozygous rats with the genotype of capital A, small a, and there will be 2,000 of these homozygous recessive rats with the genotype of small a. Okay, sama kita guna data yang tadi juga. And we also know that the total alleles for the fur color will be 20,000. And so what will be the total number of capital A alleles? The total number of capital A alleles. Okay, tengok yang ni je. In this 6,000 homozygous dominant rats, okay, there will be 2 capital A alleles. Okay, A besar. So 6,000 darab dengan 2. Okay, pasal ada 6,000 ekor. Tapi setiap ekor ada 2 allele A besar. Okay, so you just times 2 to this 6,000 rats. Okay, meanwhile, this type of rats also have this capital A allele. Okay, tapi satu je lah. Okay, satu lagi adalah huruf A kecil. Oleh kerana dia ada satu je allele A besar, maka kita tak payah kali 2. No need for you to time with 2. You just take this number 2,000. So again, 6,000 times with 2, and you plus with another 2,000 of the heterozygous rats, and the total number of capital A alleles will be 14,000. What about the number of recessive alleles? Okay, kita tengok kat sini, there will be no small letter A alleles, tak ada kan? So kita abaikan. Kat sini, dekat sini ada. Okay, there will be 2,000 heterozygous rats that will be having one small letter A alleles. Okay, so kita tak payah darab dengan 2. Ambil je 2,000 ni nanti, ambil je 2,000 ni. Meanwhile, for the homozygous recessive group, there will be 2 small letter A alleles. So these 2,000 individuals, okay, we just times with 2. So you will get the total number of small letter A alleles, which is 6,000. And so the frequency of the capital A allele will be 14,000 divided with the total number of alleles, which is 20,000. So 14,000 bagi dengan 20,000 dapatlah 0.70. This is the frequency of the capital A allele. Okay, so I'm sure you know about the frequency of the recessive allele. Senang je lah. 6,000 divide with this total number of allele, which is 20,000, and so you will get the the frequency of the small letter alleles of 0.30. And if for a particular gene there are only 2 alleles, macam tadi kita tengok ada allele A besar, ada allele A kecil kan. So the frequency of the alleles can also be calculated using this equation of P plus Q equals to 1. The small letter P will be referring to the frequency of the dominant allele. Meanwhile, the small letter Q refers to the frequency of the recessive allele. So what is the importance actually for us to calculate the frequency of the allele? Okay, because in biology, when we check the frequency of the alleles, we just try to see whether there is a change in the frequency of alleles. So if there is a change in the frequency of the alleles, okay, this will affect the gene pool, in which the change in the allele frequency will also cause the change in the gene pool, and this will brings to the change in the genetic composition of a population, in which in the long run this may cause evolution to happen. But if there is no change in the allele frequency, we can say that the gene pool is static. Static means tak ada perubahan lah, tidak ada sebarang perubahan. And if there is no change in the gene pool, if the gene pool is considered as static, then we say that the population is showing genetic equilibrium.